One team has been eliminated and one has moved on to the second round of single elimination. We will repeat that in Game B, the 2025 Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Softball Tournament. Our second game of this day features the 7th-seeded Muskies of Lakeland University and the number 6 seed, the Sabres of Marian University. Welcome back. If you joined us for Game 1, that was a 4-1 win for 5th-seeded MSOE over number 8 Aurora. Again, 4-1 the final score of that one. Who will join them and play later today, and who will have their season come to an end? My name is Sean Fry. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland. By Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus. By Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, game days are better with Cane's. Here, just off the campus of Aurora University, we have the sun shining, temperature climbing into the 60s. It's really turning into a lovely afternoon. Let's tell you about how our opponents today got here, with first-year head coach Kayla Bryant leading Muskies, who were in the final game of the tournament a year ago and lost in heartbreaking fashion. Went 19-21 in the regular season and tied for 7th with Aurora at 13-11 in league play. They took the 7 seed on the tiebreaker, and when they played Marian a couple of weeks ago, it did not go well. They were swept on the road and did not do a lot of hitting. They lost 1-0 and 2-1. It was the beginning of a stretch for Lakeland where they lost 9 of their last 12, 7 of their final 8 NACC games. They've barely managed 4 runs a game in that time. They've only had 8 extra base hits in that time. They were shut out 3 times, twice against NACC opponents, and lost 5 one-run games. The margins are so thin in the conference this year, and most years for that matter. And that was the difference between Lakeland playing in single elimination in the first half of the day's play and maybe being in the second half with a single bye. Taking on Marian, they went 20-18 in the regular season, 15-9 in NACC play. They tied for 5th with MSOE, took the 6th seed on tiebreaker. Another team that really struggled to the finish line. They actually won 10 straight conference games through the middle part of April, swept Lakeland, Aurora, and Concordia, Wisconsin, the number 1 seed during that stretch, then lost 5 of their last 8. And really didn't get a lot going offensively. It is not a potent Marian offense, but they have been very good pitching, and they've been very good fielding the softball. And that makes a difference in games where you don't score a lot. Frequently, you're often in a lot of close games, and Marian has found a way to come out on top of those. And a lot of the time, they don't allow any runs at all. They pitched 10 shutouts, second most in the NACC, and only 1 behind league-leading Concordia, Wisconsin. Lineups are being exchanged, so let's meet them first for the visiting Muskies of Lakeland University. Leading off, it'll be the shortstop, Carly Morrow. Batting second is the catcher, Jordan August. And it's Peyton Harlow, the designated player, in the 3 spot. Maddie Rasky, the reigning NACC Freshman of the Year, is in center field. She will be the cleanup batter, followed by the second baseman, Sydney Meyer, in the 5 spot, and the third baseman, Lexi Howard, hits 6th. Playing left field and batting 7th is Abby Heitman. It's the first baseman, Mackenzie Staudinger, in the 8th spot, and rounding out the lineup is the right fielder, Raina Ruppnow. Morrow, August, Harlow, Rasky, Meyer, Howard, Heitman, Staudinger, and Ruppnow. The lineup for Lakeland with Natalie Zebel on the bump, so to speak. It's a circle and it's flat, but you know what I'm talking about. Zebel, the freshman right-hander from New Holstein, Wisconsin, had a nice freshman season in 94 innings, 39 strikeouts, an 8-9 record with 2 saves and a .335 ERA. Once again, Lakeland with their lineup and Zebel on the pitching plate, and Marian has this lineup, led by head coach Tony Draves, who is also Marian's athletic director. He'll have Hope Matta, the center fielder, leading off, followed by the right fielder, Aaron Coe, batting second, and it's Ariana Schleep, the catcher, hitting third. 4, 5, and 6 are the first baseman, Kendall Pliner, the pitcher, Sabrina DeVito, and the left fielder, Sophia Cerullo. Batting 7th, the designated player, Karina Wood. It's the second baseman, Savannah Knuth, hitting 8th. And at third base, it's Riley Mankowski. She'll round out the batting order. The shortstop is the flex player. It's Carissa Heisdorf. Matta, Coe, Schleep, Pliner, DeVito, Cerullo, Wood, Knuth, Mankowski, and the flex player Heisdorf, the lineup for Marian, with Sabrina DeVito, the sophomore right-hander, in the circle. Her .298 ERA was just inside the top 10 in the NACC. In 21 appearances, 18 starts, she went 9-8 with 2 saves, a .298 ERA, as I mentioned, 65 strikeouts in 94 innings. So that's the lineup for Marian. And before that, Lakeland is being announced to the crowd here at Bedrosian Stadium now. Our umpires are Scott Stempel behind the plate, Keith Poirier at first base, and Mark Ginsky at third. Game B, second of the day in the 2025 NACC softball tournament, is coming up between Lakeland and Marian. Sabrina DeVito in the circle and starting her warm-up tosses. Here is the defensive alignment for the Marian Sabres here in their first appearance of the tournament. Ariana Schleep is behind the plate receiving the pitches. Riley Mankowski is at third. Carissa Heisdorf is the shortstop. Savannah Knuth playing second. And it's Kendall Pliner at first base. The outfield has Sophia Cerullo in left field. Hope Matta playing center. And Erin Coe is in right field for Marian. 200 to the foul poles, 220 to center field here at Bedrosian Stadium. And the jewel that is the Spartan Athletic Park complex here in Montgomery, just south of the Aurora University campus. 62 degrees, fair skies here as we approach first pitch. Wind continuing to blow in out of right center field, and it continues to be at north of 15 miles per hour, gusting to 30. We're having a hard time opening the press box door here. When we do, there's all kinds of a pressure difference. Papers fly everywhere. It's a thing. So far, I've been able to hold on to everything. No problems here. Professional. That's really what it's about. You have to know what you're dealing with. You battle through the elements, even when there's a roof over your head. Here's Carly Morrow to lead it off for Lakeland as we get it started. And she will look at ball one. 1:29, first pitch time, as Morrow, the junior and third-year starter, digs in. 6 triples, tied for the team lead, and among the conference leaders, in fact, tied with Peyton Harlow, who's due up third. Hit .312, homered once, drove in 13. And homering once is tied for Lakeland's team lead. They had only 3 all season. That was last in the league. Morrow takes back-to-back strikes after DeVito misses with the first pitch. And the count's 1-2 to the Lakeland leadoff batter. First of 8 righties before a lefty rounds out the order. 1-2 is a check swing that ends up in the netting. 1-2. Tomorrow at the top of the Lakeland order, and DeVito punches her out. Fastball labeled on the corner. And the first batter of the game is out. Fourth-year starting catcher Jordan August. All-conference 2 years ago. She hit .311 and having a career year to finish things up. .362, 22 driven in. And like Morrow before her, takes ball one. DeVito sets, deals, and finds the corner for a strike. DeVito, a bit of a rocky finish, 16 earned in 18 2/3 over her final 4 starts, and that included a gem against Wisconsin Lutheran. So trying to settle in and certainly looks sharp so far. She has been attacking the outer half of the plate and finding it more often than not. Counts 1-2. Soft liner up the middle, running on Matta, not able to get there. She knocks it down, and it rolls back into the infield. And it's a one-out single. And August continues to hit well. She's now picked up a base hit in 10 straight. Which brings Peyton Harlow to the plate, who's hit in 9 in a row coming in. Trying to join August in double digits. First pitch from DeVito is over the outer half. 361. Again, tied for the league lead with 6 triples and 17 plated for Harlow, the third-year starter. Several of those in this Lakeland lineup were here all the way to the final day a year ago. Bunts down. Third baseman Mankowski charges. And the throw is in time. A huge turnaround second by August after the sacrifice, who just gets back in on the slide. So our first swings of the day with a runner in scoring position will go to Maddie Raskey. Saving the best for last, a 6-game hitting streak. She hit .436 a year ago on her way to Freshman of the Year. .375 this year to lead the team. 9 doubles, a home run, and 31 driven in. And she'll take ball one from DeVito. It certainly appears that Raskey is on her way to resetting the Lakeland record books, and she's been very good against the NACC this year, hitting .444. She fouls off the 1-0 pitch, and we're even at 1-1. Steps out, now back in. Sophomore from nearby Tinley Park over in the south suburbs, outside of Joliet, went to Lincoln Way East High School. 1-1 is well outside. You know, this time of year, it's the final event of the season for almost every team. Only one wins. This is a one-bid league this year in the NCAA tournament. And so you frequently see families from all over out here to watch. It does make it easy when you're in the Chicagoland area to begin with. 2-1's fought off, 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Top of the first inning. August out on second, looking to be the game's first run. Raskey fights off another pitch, and the inning continues. Counts 2-2. Again, and now it's full. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Another foul ball. Sabrina DeVito battling to get out of this inning. Rasky, a hard hit ground ball, sliding stop. Morrow, who then rolls one over the dirt to first base to get Rasky. It's not the bowling conference tournament. It's the softball tournament. No difference here. One hit, one left, no runs for Lakeland at the top of the first. Marian coming to bat in the second game of the NACC tournament. Hope Matta will lead it off for Marian. Let's show you the Lakeland defensive alignment very quickly. Jordan August is the catcher, Lexi Howard at third. Carly Morrow, the shortstop. Sydney Myers at second. And Mackenzie Staudinger is at first base. Behind her in right field is Raina Rupp now. It's Maddie Rasky in center field. And Abby Heitman is playing left field. The first pitch to Hope Matta was taken for a ball. She hit .333 in the regular season for the Sabres, and a tapper right out in front. It will need to be a quick play from Zebel, who fields it and fires to Staudinger for the first out. A couple of lefties at the top of the order for Marian, and then righties the rest of the way. So Erin Coe, the sophomore from Palos Hills, Illinois. Stagg High School. Alum of. And she bats here. The infield shifted accordingly against the lefty. She'll take ball one from Natalie Zebel. Zebel was sharp over her final two starts of the season last weekend, getting the win in both. 11 innings, 2 earned runs in that stretch. Counts 1-1. Cal unable to put one in play. Now the 1-1. It's in the dirt. So Coe at the plate. Schleep on deck. Coe was very good at the NACC tournament last season, 5 of 12. In a season where she was second team all-conference with a .366 mark. Bouncer to short on 2 hops. Morrow had to be quick. Got rid of it. 2 away. So here's Ariana Schleep, third-year starter. Tied for that team lead with a .333 mark with Matta and Kendall Pliner, who climbs into the on-deck circle. 3 homers, 25 driven in. Those are team-leading marks for the junior, who takes strike one from Zebo. She went 5 of 14 in the NACC tournament last season and is 8 for 20 for her career. Not bad at all. It's a cool 400 average. Fly ball to center. Rasky with plenty of time in the middle of the AU Spartans logo. Finishes a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first. Bagels through 1. Shouldn't have said that. I'm getting hungry here around lunchtime. We'll go to the second, no score. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Lakeland. No score through an inning. Sydney Meyer will lead it off for the Muskies. She hit .345, 6 doubles, and 25 RBIs in the regular season. She had an 11-game hit streak in April and has hit in 15 of her last 17 overall, so a very strong finish for the junior from Crown Point, Indiana, which I am told is in the area known as the Region. Oh, 1 to Meyer. DeVito, after a 19-pitch first inning, able to get out of trouble. I'm looking for a more stress-free frame. 0-1's fouled off by Meyer, and count runs to 0-2. I mentioned in the pregame that Lakeland has just been on the wrong side of a lot of tight ball games, 4 and 8 in 1-run games. They lost all 4 games decided by 2 runs. So you do the math, 4 and 12 in games decided by 2 runs or less. 1-2. Grounder up the middle. Nice stop by Heisdorf at shortstop, who pivots and throws out Meyer for the first out. And I believe the late Ed Farmer, White Sox announcer, would have said, hang a star on it. Nice play out at short. Heisdorf had to cover a lot of territory on that. Now Lexi Howard to the plate. First pitch, that's elevated for ball 1. 364, really nice freshman campaign. She's also out of Crown Point, Indiana. Her 33 RBIs lead the team, are in the top 10 of the league. She also homered. This will stay in the yard. It's a fly ball to center. Matter retreats to away. And now Abby Heitman to the plate for Lakeland. Finished the season on an 8 at-bat skid. Hit .253, 7 doubles, 8 homers on the season. As an open stance, she faces DeVito for the first time and takes a strike. Lakeland had just 1 hit the first game against Marian. Natalie Zebel, 6 hits and an unearned run in the bottom of the first, took the loss anyway. Hard hit drive, but it hooks foul, and it's an 0-2 count upcoming for Heitman. And then Lakeland, well, they quadrupled their hit total in game 2 against Marian, but they only had 1, so it's not quite what they were looking for. But despite only 4 hits, they took the lead in the top of the second, gave up an unearned run in the bottom half, didn't have a single extra base hit on the day against Marian. It was a tough afternoon for the Muskies. Counts 1-2. DeVito misses outside. But that was then. This is now. They do have the game's only hit, but Heitman is rung up. The second strikeout looking for DeVito. And the inning is over. Muskies retired in order. Top of the second. No score between Marian and Lakeland. Oh, come on. Frank Thomas. The big hurt. Middle of the order for Marian in the bottom of the second. Sabres were retired in order. Bottom of the first by Natalie Zebel, who's back out. A scoreless ball game. First pitch to Kendall Pliner is off the plate for a ball. .333, tied for the team lead. 3 homers, also tied for the team lead, and 24 RBIs, 1 off the team lead. And the senior from Mayville, Wisconsin. Grounder up the middle, and she has Marian's first hit today. 12th NACC tournament appearance and 3rd straight for Marian. They've been in the final twice, most recently in 2019, but have never won the tournament. They did win 5 in the Lake Michigan Conference. And have been to the NCAA tournament 4 times, most recently in 2003. First pitch, Sabrina DeVito swinging to short. To throw from Morrow was a bit high, but Meyer was able to stay with it. And Pliners retired on the fielder's choice. For Lakeland, their 11th NACC tournament appearance. So close to winning their first title, reaching the NCAA tournament for the first time a year ago, but it was their 3rd trip to the final. Sophia Cerullo first pitch swinging. That's lined in the right field where Rupp now comes on and makes the catch for the 2nd out. And Marian has come out here in the 2nd inning attacking Natalie Zebel. Not a lot of results to show for it. 1 on. 2 outs for Karina Wood. Senior from Green Bay takes ball 1. Hit .250 in the regular season, 2 homers, 9 driven in. Been an occasional starter this year after being in the lineup most of her first 3 seasons. Fouls off the 1-0. One. Fly ball to right. Rupp now sees it go over her head, and an unfortunate bounce for Marian as it barely clears the right field wall. And instead of the game's first run, DeVito has to hit the brakes at 3rd after the automatic double. But the situation is 2 in scoring position for Savannah Knuth, sophomore from Neenah, Wisconsin. 2 homers, 10 driven in, leads the team with 6 doubles, but only a .229 mark. A lot of power. Contact has not always been there. On a chance to come through. 0-1 pitch is above the letters. Marian wearing gray uniforms. Blue numbers reading Marian, blue letters and numbers reading Marian on the front. Blue pants and blue socks. Lakeland in gold with navy pants and white socks. 1-1 is a swing and a miss. And Knuth with 2 on and 2 outs. A 2-strike count. A good take. And the scoreboard has plenty of 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Maybe a 2-0 lead with a base hit. Here's the 2-2. It's too high. Now Zebel has to make a pitch. Payoff pitch. And a towering pop-up in the shallow right. Rupp now has time, makes the catch running toward the right field line. The inning is over. 2 hits, 2 left. The automatic double robs Marian of the game's first run. We stay scoreless. Game B, 2025 NACC tournament. damage. Eight, 9-1, due up for Lakeland in the top of the third. Both teams have at least a hit. Neither team is a run. Sean Fry with you. Happy Thursday. Two more games today at 4 o'clock between 5th-seeded MSOE and 4th-seeded Concordia Chicago. And then at 6:30, winner of this game gets 3rd-seeded Benedictine. All elimination games today. You lose it all, and it's season over. Mackenzie Staudinger gets started and swings and misses at Sabrina DeVito's first offering. The sophomore from Manitowoc, Wisconsin's coming off her first career 4-of-4 game against MSOE last Friday. Brings a .258 mark into play today. Another swing and miss. DeVito's in control. Pulled the string and gets ahead 0-2. So DeVito collects herself into her windup and then missed the corner. Both her strikeouts have been looking. She'll try it again here on 1 and 2. Schleep sets up outside, and Staudinger shoots it foul over the third base bullpen. One, two. It's too high. Game's first run so important for Lakeland. 19 wins, only 4 of those were they behind in at any point. When Lakeland has fallen behind, they have often stayed there this year. Staudinger down the right field line. Coe was drawn in. It sliced away from her and into the corner. And Staudinger has her second double of the season. Marian now in a bit of a jam as Lakeland threatens. This time a runner in scoring position with all 3 outs to work with. Rayner up now. Started April on a 5-game hit streak. .317 with 7 driven in. The only left-handed batter in the lineup, and the infield is shaped accordingly as the first pitch is tipped foul. The second baseman, Knuth, is way in. Is parallel with the pitcher DeVito. Third baseman Mankowski is down the third baseline. 0-1 pitch. Slap to short. Heisdorf will be there. Throws in time. Now the runner tags and goes and is safe. Staudinger was simply waiting for Heisdorf to make a decision, and I think Heisdorf did about as well as she could have. A nice base running by Staudinger. Game's first run is 60 feet away as Carly Morrow, at the top of the order, digs back in. All tournament a year ago for Lakeland. Muskie's shortstop shows bunt, brings the corner infield in. The pitch was taken for a ball as Morrow pulled it back. Marian in a jam, trying to work their way out of it. Normal depth for the infield as Morrow shows bunt again. She pulls it back and popped one up off the handle. DeVito will take care of it herself. That's an excellent pitch by DeVito, who sawed off Morrow. And now Marian on the cusp of spoiling a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Jordan August had the game's first hit. Looking for her second, hit it right back to DeVito. She hits it on a short hop into the glove and throws out August to end the inning. Leadoff double, stranded 60 feet away. Sabrina DeVito and company work out of the jam in the top of the third. No score through 2.5. Marian will turn the lineup over for the first time coming up. Riley Mankowski in the 9th spot, leading things off and getting ahead in the count, 2-0. 260, home run, 9 driven in. The junior from Midlothian, Illinois. No score, bottom 3. Grounder up the middle, Morrow to her left, and it's off the heel of her glove and in the center field. And it's an error on the shortstop, the first of the day, and it puts the leadoff batter on for Hope Matta. If you recall, her older sister Faith played at MSOE a few years ago. In fact, they played against each other in the NACC tournament. As a parent, who do you root for in that situation? Ball 1 to Hope, top of the order. Grounded out to the pitcher in her first appearance. A lefty shows bunt, gets it down, but it trickles fat. These teams were voted to finish right next to each other in the NACC preseason poll, as they did. Marian voted to finish 6th. They are the 6th seed. Lakeland voted to finish 5th, ended up 7th. Here's a pop-up diving. Howard makes the play and then snaps a throw to get Mankowski for the double play. Lakeland has turned 16 double plays to lead the league. They come up with 1 to empty the bases in the bottom of the third. Now Aaron Coe, first pitch swinging and a foul ball. How about the play by Lexi Howard? Anything but like a freshman right there. Full extension and then the sense of mind to pop up and throw to first where Mankowski was out by 10 feet. Strike 2 into Coe, who was behind. Oh, stand corrected. First pitch was a ball. Or the second one was a ball. I thought that one was called strike. It's 1-1. And a ground ball through the hole on the left side. Well, the late Tony Gwynn would have been pleased with finding that hole between third and short. And now Kayla Bryant is out of the Muskies dugout. I'm not sure what the problem here is, but first base umpire Keith Poirier is discussing something with The pitcher Zebel right now. Well, whatever it is, Zebel is going to continue, although I'm not especially clear what problem there was. In the bottom of the third, no score. Aaron Coe has just reached with a 2-out single after a line-out double play moments earlier, and Ariana Schleep will bat in the third spot in the Marian order. Flew out to center. Her first at-bat takes a ball as Zebel misses with the off-speed pitch. Junior's gotten better at the plate each year. And gets ahead 2-0. 278, homered 5 times as a freshman. 324 with 3 big flies last year and now 333 this season. It's the 2-0 pitch. That runs down and in. And Marian trying to rally here with 2 outs. Only had 1 at-bat with a runner in scoring position so far today. Zebel in with strike 1. There's a lot of space in left center field. The center fielder Rasky has shifted to her left, just off the Aurora University logo where the U serif is. And had it played perfectly, but hit well by Schleep over the second baseman. A soft liner just had enough to get in the right field for a 2-out single. Coe stops at second, and Kendall Pliner, who singled the lead off the second, will try to make it a 2-for-2 game. First pitch, and Zebel makes a good one. Finds the outside corner. 0-1. Hard hit grounder under the glove of Meyer and in the right, but it was hit real hard. The turn came in, went off of the cutoff, and skipped away from August. Everyone's safe. I was surprised by that turn by Coe, but she scores. Gonna be a single for Pliner, and then we'll see what else. I think it'll just be an advance on the throw here. And Marian has the lead. It's 1-0. And 2 more in scoring position. Looking to threaten here in the third. Sabrina DeVito with a chance to help herself. To clean off the plate here, but the wind's not assisting. It's just blowing dust right back onto the dish. You can see the wind occasionally kick up a cloud of dust out there. First pitch to DeVito. Too low. Fastball was off the plate. Ball 1. Soft liner, right side. Meyer on one hop to her left. Able to make the play and throws out DeVito for the 4-3 putout to end the inning. An unearned run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. Marian's on the board. They lead Lakeland 1-0. To the fourth inning, where we have a leader. It's Marian with an unearned run in the bottom of the third. 3-4-5 due up for Lakeland in the visitors' fourth, when Peyton Harlow fouls the first pitch off. First plate appearance was a sacrifice. She bats here again, looking for her first hit to set the table against Sabrina DeVito. Ball one is a fastball that's too high. A run on 5 hits for Marian through 3 innings. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Lakeland so far. DeVito with the high strike, poured it in at the letters. And it's 1-2. DeVito gets the sign and now sets right into her motion. The 1-2 ran inside, almost got Harlow. It missed. And it's 2-2. Second attempt at extending a 9-game hit streak. 2-2 pitch. It's fouled off of Schleep, who was trying to find it after it hit her. I think it happened so quickly she wasn't sure that it went right off of her helmet. She was trying to make a play. 2-2. Another foul ball. Catchers and goalies in hockey, it's a different kind of mindset that you have to be in the line of fire that way. I mean, goalies are trying to make a stop, and catchers frequently are having to try to make stops, or sometimes they just get hit when they're not trying to. It's a tough position. Almost got hit again. That one went over her head. It's 2-2 as Harlow is battling. If you want to be a catcher, you're signing up for your fair share of bumps and bruises and ice packs. And Schleep, no doubt, one of the best in the conference. Harlow rolls over the 2-2 to third. No trouble for Mankowski, who is able to get Harlow by a couple steps for the first out. One away in the top of the fourth. What has been a pitcher's duel so far. Maddie Rasky up to the plate after a ground out in her first trip. DeVito starts her off with a fastball, and it's popped up. Foul territory. First base side will get out of the reach of 3 different Sabres. A 1. Runs up and in. The Sabres, one of the 2 feline mascots in the field. You might be thinking, well, Sabres, they're swords. But if you look at the logo closely, it's a cat. I am a card-carrying cat person. I love to point out the feline mascots. I have an orange tabby at home. Had cats my whole life. 2-1. Blooped in the right field. Rasky will be safe. 1-out single. Of course, the other cat mascot will be in the next game. The Cougars of Concordia, Chicago will play MSOE. Sydney Meyer bats with 1 out, 1 on after Rasky extends her hit streak to 7 games. Meyer grounded out to short last time up and offers at the first pitch. Rolls it foul up the third base line. A nice sliding stop by Mankowski, but unnecessary as it was 4 feet foul. Counts 0-1. Lakeland looking to get on the board here in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss. DeVito misses a bat and puts Meyer in an 0-2 hole. Close pitch. DeVito doesn't get the call. Has looked for that spot a few times. Count runs to 1-2 as Meyer gets another chance. A good take by the junior. Pitch. Spoiled. Meyer doubled twice among her 6 hits at the NACC tournament last year. Drove in a couple. It was a 400 average for the Crown Point High School alum. 1-2. That's headed for us. Just a bit short. I was ready to make a play. Looks like everyone's okay below us. We haven't had one come in through the press box window in my 6 years. I was ready. You saw it. Line drive down the left field line and into the corner. Rasky's around second. She'll make the turn. It is an RBI double to tie it up for Sydney Meyer. She scores Rasky from third. And the threat continues in the top of the 4th. 7th double, 26th RBI for Meyer. And a brand new ball game in the 4th. Lexi Howard a chance to put the Muskies in front. DeVito's first pitch. Missed the outside corner. Howard with an opportunity to make her mark on this game in her very first NACC tournament game. 1-0 pitch, fouled off into the top of the netting. We don't have a camera on me, but I want to go back to that foul ball. I was ready. You saw it, Bryce. Bryce Suter, our technical director. I was right there. I had the hand out the window. The wind was whipping my fingers. I was ready to make a play. 1-1. Deep drive, left field, carrying it over the head of Cerullo. Myers around third, sliding in safe at third is Howard, who has given the Muskies the lead with an RBI triple. That is her 6th triple of the season. At ties for the league lead. And Tony Draves is out of the Marian dugout to have a word with the infield. 3 straight hits, all in order. Single, double, triple. So congratulations in advance to Abby Heitman on the home run coming up in the next at-bat, right? That's how this works, right? 2 runs in, still just 1 out. This 4th inning for Lakeland. We'll have gotten to DeVito. And Marian has started the bullpen. They have 2 getting loose in the bullpen. Kaylee Pliner and McKenna Repovich both getting warm. Pliner would be the presumptive Game 2 starter if there is one. A bunt put down by Heitman up the first base line. Third baseman Howard doesn't go. Heitman is safe. Tony Draves is out of the dugout. I think he is saying that Heitman ran into the ball. And in real time, it certainly appeared that way up here. So the umpiring crew will get together. Right now, it's runners on the corners. Still 1 out after the infield single, but they'll discuss, and it is a dead ball. So Heitman will get the bat back, and it's a 0-1 count, and I do think that's the right call. So a nice job by this umpiring crew to discuss. 0-1 to Heitman. Flinches, takes ball 1. And besides, if you're going to hit the home run to finish the cycle in order, you can't do it bunting. I've never seen the bunt home run yet. 1-1. Heitman bunts again. Same play, same intent. And this time there will be no argument. Infield single and runners on the corners. Mackenzie Staudinger, who doubled down the right field line in her first trip. Four straight base hits for the Muskies. Staudinger looking to deliver. DeVito trying to get out of trouble. It's a bunt shown again. Runner goes. The play is on. It's cut off. The throw snapped home, and Howard is out by 5 feet. Textbook. Heitman moves up to second, but Howard is the second out. 2-4-2. Caught stealing. And Staudinger will bat now with one on in scoring position out on second base and 2 outs. Marian knew exactly what was coming and delivered. Base hit right side. Around third comes Heitman. The throw home is not in time. Lakeland finds a way to score anyway as Staudinger has her second hit. And it's 3-1 Lakeland. And still work to do with 2 outs. A 3-run inning has given the Muskies the lead, approaching the halfway point. 5 of their 7 hits, all in a row this inning. Rupp now on the slap hit attempt was swinging, not able to catch up. Infield is back despite the lefty. That means there's room up the first base side. Rupp now wants to try to trickle one that way, but it will be tough to do now in an 0-2 hole. There she fouls off the second pitch from DeVito. And between innings, Tony Draves will have a decision to make on whether to continue with DeVito. She does get a swing and a miss to end the 4th. It's her 3rd strikeout, going to the off-speed pitch to do it. But 3 runs in, 5 hits, 1 left, and a Muskies lead, 3-1 through 3.5 at Bedrosian. Our broadcast of the 2025 NACC tournament is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, by Elite Management Properties, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Marian now trailing 3-1. Sophia Cerullo trying to get it started. Marian looks to bounce back. Cerullo flew out in the first pitch of the second inning. Well, at least the first one she saw. Hit .293 in the regular season. Takes ball 1 and then a strike from Natalie Zebel, who went into the dugout on the hook for the loss and came out now in line for her 9th win. 1-1. Chopper to third on one hop. Howard right out of the glove and right into the glove of Staudinger for a very quick 5-3 putout to begin the 4th. Sabres with just 1 win when trailing through 4 innings this season. Same would be true for Lakeland if Marian's able to put together a big inning. Karina Wood doubled in her first plate appearance. I started off with ball one, as she did in the second inning. The double to right center field was an automatic double. Actually, it caromed all the way over toward the foul pole more accurately. If I would take more care reading my book, it was the automatic double that would have scored Sabrina DeVito, except that it bounced over the right field fence and Marian failed to score. Wood will get ahead 2-1. So Zebel with the bases empty and one out. Looking to make a pitch on 2-1 and misses high. Hitters count for Wood. Seven career homers. Doesn't have to take the bat off her shoulder here. 5-pitch walk. Put her on with one out, and it would appear Tony Draves is going to make a change on the base paths. All right, here is Carissa Heisdorf, flex player. She'll come in and run for Wood in the designated player spot. Then presumably Wood would re-enter as Heisdorf would return the shortstop. Savannah Knuth to the plate. First pitch to the sophomore is too high. One out. Too low again. So Knuth in a good spot. Zebel trying to find the zone and able to get Knuth out in front. 2-1 pitch coming up. Blustery day here at Bedrosian Stadium. Wind is blasting in from right center field at the moment. 2-1. Too high again, where she missed a few times to Wood. She had been mostly missing too low to Knuth. A 3-1 count for the second straight batter. Zebel trying to find the zone. Knuth flares it in the right field. Base hit. Cut off by Rupp now, who throws it in and holds Heisdorf at second. Tying run to the plate, and it's Riley Mankowski. Reached on an error in her first trip last inning. And catcher Jordan August is signaling for first baseman Mackenzie Staudinger to come down the line a little bit here in this spot. After she does that, Zebel misses with a ball. Now the 1-0 pitch is in at the letters. Now you may notice Marian does something that's not unheard of, but we don't see it a lot in the NACC. Their base runners go into sprinter stances out on base like they're leaving the blocks in track and field. Good pitch by Zebel. Finds the outside corner to get ahead of Mankowski. 1-2. There's 2 on and 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning as Lakeland leads 3-1 for now. And a fly ball to left field. That'll stay in the yard as the wind knocks that back considerably. Heitman makes the catch. Ground number 2. I think I misspoke earlier when I said that the tying run was at the plate. Tying run's on base. Go-ahead runs at the plate. That's Hope Matta, who was 0 for 2 after the unfortunate, I guess we'll call it a line out. It was more of a pop-up double play. But a twin killing nonetheless. And she bats here, trying to bring Marian closer in the fourth. And her first offer is shot foul in the direction of Concordia Chicago, who will be our second gold-clad team of the day. They're warming up in the batting cages down the left field line. 0-1. Once again up the left field line. This one stays within the fences, but is still foul. And Matt is behind 0-2. Dominican does not play today. They also have gold uniform tops. So, possible that we could have 3 gold-clad teams here tomorrow. It's possible. 0-2's outside. If you like gold, maybe you don't like gold. If you're a Marian fan, I imagine you really don't like it at this exact moment. Counts 1-2. Matta trying to stay alive, extend the inning. Bouncer up the middle. Morrow ranges left, fields it on a big second bounce, goes to second herself for the inning ending. Fielder's choice. Lakeland gets out of the jam. A couple of one-out base runners are left stranded, 1 hit. To the 5th. Lakeland in front, 3-1. Change in the circle for Marian as McKenna Repovich, the sophomore right-hander from nearby Plainfield, is into the game. The league leader with a 1.59 ERA, making her 25th appearance, 52 2/3 innings, 6-1 record with 2 saves. She has been outstanding. And actually, in her final regular season appearance, she got 1 out and allowed 5 earned runs against MSOE. Prior to that, and she had pitched 2 innings in game 1 without allowing a run. She had a .94 ERA coming into the games of the season's final game. Had allowed 7 earned runs all season, and then 5 in the last outing. So it added a healthy amount to her ERA, but should not take away from the fine season she's had. She'll face the top of the Lakeland order with Marian trailing 3-1. Her first pitch, breaking ball that floats in and did not find the zone. Carly Morrow is 0 for 2. The top of the Lakeland order. 1-0 finds the zone. The count evens at 1-1. Bunt shown, and Morrow ran into it on her way out of the box. It's 1-2. Sabrina DeVito leaves in line for the loss. 4 innings, 3 earned runs on 7 hits, no walks and 3 strikeouts. All the runs coming in the 4th inning. So Marian goes to Repovich. To the hook and just missed. And the count is 2-2. A few Lakeland fans look on from down the right field corner. You can't say the same down the left field line where Concordia Chicago is warming up. 2-2. Morrow's way out in front. Got a piece. Most of the fans in attendance are scattered around the bleachers. There's a few standing up in the immediate seating area. A few watching from the tunnels outside of the dugouts. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and it got away from Schleep. So it's the rare strikeout, wild pitch. That puts Morrow on first. There's nobody out. And actually, they will put it in as a passed ball. So passed ball is the call, not wild pitch. We have a great athletic communications team here, and they take care of us. Jordan August, 1 for 2. Taken ball and a taken strike. Breaking ball in for strike 2. August has already extended her hit streak, and now trying to make that passed ball painful. Ball 2. Repovich probably thinking, and would be correct, that deserves a little better and have one on and nobody out right now. 2-2. Popped up. Third base side in foul territory. It's toward the dugout. Out of play, and Kayla Bryant was trying to get out of the way there in the third base coach's box and was able to do so after some difficulty, but I don't know that a play was available. Certainly the players along the dugout were going to give Mankowski and Heisdorf every chance. Count remains 2-2. Here's the pitch. It's probably ball 3, but August was protecting. Fouls it off. Still 2-2. The wind kicking up again as Repovich gets into her windup. This is golfed in the left. Cerullo will retreat but makes the catch. And there's one away. So one down for Peyton Harlow. Hit .415, tripled 4 times, and drove in 14 against NACC opponents. More than 50 points better than her season average. Looks at strike 1. Repovich spins the ball on her hip as she gets the sign. Now into her motion. Back to the breaking ball, and it did a lot of spinning and not much breaking. Count runs to 1-1. 2025 NACC tournament, 18th version. Lakeland, one of several seeking their first title. Ground ball up the middle. Heisdorf steps on the bag herself for 1, and then the throw gets Harlow by a step to finish off the 6-3 inning-ending double play. No runs, no hits. Nobody left after the passed ball. 4.5 in, Marian still with work to do. They trail Lakeland 3-1. Into the bottom of the fifth. Aaron Coe, first pitch swinging and a grounder to short. Carly Morrow is there, and she throws out the sophomore. The first out of the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 Marian. 3-1 Lakeland. Marian trailing. That is their deficit as Ariana Schleep gets the bat out for the third time. 1 for 2. The junior from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, Natalie Zebel, has been sharp. First pitch swinging and a fly ball to right. Rupp now came in and then had the retreat. That makes the catch. 2 pitches and 2 outs. As Kendall Pliner will step in. Couple of singles for the senior. Zebel ran one up in the zone and missed it upstairs. Sabres running out of outs. 7 left to extend their season. Zebel misses twice above the zone to Pliner. Two-0. Grounded to short. Morrow to her right. Throw is a bit off the bag. Staudinger had to reach for it, but made the catch. The Sabres are retired in order. The bottom of the fifth. 3-1 to the sixth we go. Muskies in front. The 7th seed leading the 6th seed here in the NACC tournament. The middle of the Lakeland order due up in the top of the 6th. The sand is running out of the hourglass for Marian right now. They need zeros on the top row of the scoreboard. They try to get back in. Took the lead in the third. Gave it right back up in the next half inning, and that's where we stand as Maddie Raskey steps in and looks at a strike from McKenna Repovich. A single and a run for Raskey. One for 2 on the afternoon. Here her third trip. The pitch. Hot shot, third base side, but it's foul. Counts 0-2. Repovich into her motion to the breaking ball, and it stays outside. 4 o'clock, the start for Game C, the third of the day. Concordia Chicago, the home team, quote-unquote, against MSOE in a 4-5 matchup. Raskey, a drive to deep center, and it will go to the wall. Raskey is into second with a stand-up double to lead off the 6th inning. Team leading 10th double. Sets the table for Sydney Meyer, but Raskey will go off first and be run for in this spot by Kaylee Hunt. freshman from St. Paul Park, Minnesota, which, as you can probably imagine, is in the greater Twin Cities area by that name. Meyer doubled, drove in the tying run last inning, then came around the score as the go-ahead run. Repovich into her motion. Misses too low to Meyer. The challenge that Marian is facing, they average 4 runs a game. 10th with a .288 batting average coming in. Their scoring average was 11th of 13 teams. They were last in doubles, triples, and in slugging. Marian certainly has a number of very capable bats. Haven't been able to piece it together consistently this season, and being behind 3-1, it does feel like the deficit cannot grow any more than this. 2-0 pitch finds the zone. Meyer will prepare for a 2-1 pitch coming up. Repovich taking her time as she gets the sign from the dugout. 2-1. Well outside. Lexi Howard on deck. Not an easy task trying to deal with her. 3-1 pitch to Meyer, and it finds the zone. Wonder if Meyer might have been taking. Which sounds strange with a 3-1, but came in over the inner half. Payoff pitch with nobody out. A leadoff runner on second. It's a breaking ball, and Meyer is able to fight it off. So that'll tumble over toward the immediate Bedrosian Stadium parking lot that they fence off for games like this. Reason being, well, why would you want a foul ball through your back windshield? Payoff pitch again, breaking ball. It's popped up again. Will it stay in play? It sure will. Pliner runs it down in front of her dugout, but a nice job by Hunt, who was tagging as Pliner ended up on the ground, and she takes third. Lakeland's 4th run, 60 feet away, and Howard, who tripled in a run last time up, comes to the plate. She's 1 for 2. How about the freshman season that Howard has had for Lakeland? There are a few candidates who come to mind for NACC Freshman of the Year, and I think Lexi Howard would very much be on that short list, and we'll likely find out what the all-conference teams are later this week. I think Aurora's Caitlin Seraphin would certainly be a strong candidate for that. I am very interested to see who will emerge with that award. The talented group of freshmen around the NACC this season. Howard takes the ball. It's 1-1. Infield is pulled in a bit. Not as far in as you might expect. 1-1 misses too low. Repovich went to the fastball. Well, the infield pulled in, you want a ground ball. There's a lot of space between them and the outfielders behind them. You don't want to test that space. 2-1 curve. In for a strike. This would be an enormous second out. Repovich can come up with it, but she has only 3 strikeouts all season. She has pitched to contact and done so effectively. Howard out in front, loops it foul into the left field corner. Sorry, 13 strikeouts all season. 3 seemed like a low number. I thought, there's 1.59 ERA with 3 strikeouts, not likely. Take a second look. You can tell when you're making a mistake as it's emerging. You have a microphone strapped to your face, you don't get a chance. Liner up the middle. Howard has made it a 4-1 game as Hunt scores. Lakeland has taken full advantage of its opportunities with a runner in scoring position, and that will do it for McKenna Repovich. Pitching change with 1 on, 1 out, and a run in the top of the 6th. And Savannah Knuth will come in from second base and pitch for the Sabres. This is Aurora University. It's not Aurora University softball. It's the 2025 NACC tournament at Aurora University. It is Savannah Knuth in out of the bullpen for her 15th appearance, 17 2/3 innings, a 2.77 ERA, and 15 strikeouts. And she starts off Abby Heitman with strike 1. Heitman's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Batting here with 1 on, 1 out, and a run already in the top of the 6th, with Lakeland leading Marian 4-1. Bunt put down. It's a good one. Knuth has to charge it and then fires over to the new second baseman covering the bag. The sacrifice advances Howard. Emily Acosta is in at second base, and at the moment is in the 5 spot in the lineup. Mackenzie Staudinger has not been retired today. She has the first half of the cycle, driving in a run with a single 2 innings ago. First pitch swinging and a liner down the right field line, but it just slices foul. Staudinger looking to extend the Lakeland lead. 0-1. Runs down and in with the fastball. Hour and 21 minutes of softball. Marian has the last at-bat. It was a very quick 5th inning. They'll need a more productive inning coming up if they're going to extend their season. 1-1 pitch, hard hit through the left side. Cerullo comes up throwing, and that will hold Howard at third. Staudinger is 3 for 3. Marian is now 5 of 10 with a runner in scoring position. There's runners on the corners now with 2 outs. And Raina Ruppenow would love for now to be the time to come up with her first hit of the day. A batting glove on just one hand. The bottom hand for the sophomore from Wisconsin, the Lakeside Lutheran alum. First pitch from Knuth finds the outside corner. Strike one with the heater. It does feel like Marian's comeback hopes hinge on whether they can get out of this jam. Not a lot of time left. 0-1, fouled straight back. Now Lakeland has not been automatic in this spot. They have lost 3 games when leading through 6 innings. They have struggled to hang on at times. I mentioned have struggled in close games. They've been pretty good with 3-run leads, though. It's been the much closer ones that have not gone their way. Knuth to a looping hook that stayed up, and the count is 1-2. Slap hitting right fielder. The 1-2, loop to left, foul. Counts 1-2 to Rupp now with runners on the corners and 2 outs. The pitch. And Rupp now went after it. But she's safe. Ariana Schleep was, I think, a bit mixed up there. The runner was going. Staudinger was into second. Rupp now struck out and then is going to reach on the fielder's choice. Because the throw needed to go down the first. The bases are loaded. And Carly Morrow now looks at ball one. And the official remark is going to be a wild pitch because it was in the dirt, requiring the throw down. But no outs recorded. And now Carly Morrow, who reached on a passed ball strikeout, lifts the 1-0 in the foul territory in right field, and Aaron Coe makes an outstanding play to run it down in foul territory and get out of the bases loaded jam. So for all that, it is just 1 run on 3 hits. The bases left full. 4-1 the score as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Marian needing runs to extend their season. They have just 6 outs left to work with. Inflation, but come on. Marian has Sabrina DeVito re-entered in the 5th spot, and she will bat to lead off the bottom of the 6th with Marian trailing 4-1. DeVito's 0 for 2 and takes ball 1 from Natalie Zebel, who suffered a tough luck loss, but pitched well against Marian earlier this season. Determined to be on the other side. Maddie Rasky back into the game in center field after being run for. Her spot in the order scored last inning. 1-1 is rolled over. And foul. Counts 1-2. The pitch. Grounded to short on 2 hops, Morrow. And she slings the throw to Staudinger for the first out of the home 6th. Sophia Cerullo is next. First pitch to Cerullo misses for ball 1. She is 0 for 2. Zebel into the motion and settles a fastball under the letters to get into the count. One and one. Zebel runs a pitch in on the hands of Cerullo, and she fouls it off. And the count's 1-2. Cerullo trying to battle. Fly ball on the left, sliding into the alley. Maddie Rasky makes the catch. There's 2 away. Now, Lakeland at times defensively has struggled. They actually have the lowest fielding percentage of all the teams in the NACC tournament. They were 9th in the season. Had an error at least in 7 straight games. And more games with multiple errors than games without any errors at all. But you would not know it by some of the plays they've made today. Karina Wood, a double and a walk, takes ball 1. And then a high chopper to Maru, who barely had to move. She throws to first. And Natalie Zebel is back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the 5th, and now the bottom of the 6th. Off to the 7th, Lakeland looking for insurance. They lead 4-1. Welcome to the top of the 7th to the many of you who are watching, wherever you're watching. If you're just joining us, well, better late than never. It's 4-1. Lakeland's in front. They have 2, 3, 4 due up in the order as they try to push a few more across and put that much more pressure on the Sabres, who will have 8, 9, and 1 due up as they try to extend their season. And it's a pitching change as the senior Kaylee Pliner enters. That'll send Savannah Knuth back to second base after she pitched the 6th, or at least what was left of the 6th. One hit, no runs, 1 strikeout for Knuth. And yields to Pliner, who is coming out of the bullpen for just the 2nd time. She pitched to a 4.04 ERA in 62 1/3 innings, 19 starts, only 13 strikeouts, but be tough to find someone who pitched better down the stretch than Pliner, who starts off Jordan August with ball 1. Her last 7 appearances, 2-0, 23 innings, 2 earned runs. That's a .61 ERA. Brilliant work down the stretch for Pliner. She starts off August with 2 misses. The Lakeland catcher's 1 for 3. 2-0 pitch off the hands, popped up. Now to play. 91st career appearance. The 6th-year senior from Mayville, Wisconsin. Started at Luther. That's just at Marian. 300 1/3 innings for her career. 2-1. on the outside corner. Evens the count 2-2. It was all tournament a year ago. Started 5 games, pitched to a 2.74 ERA in 15 1/3 innings. 2-2, a fly ball. Shallow right field in foul territory. It hooks away from everyone. So if this is the final appearance as a Marian Sabre for Kaylee Pliner, it would cap off an outstanding career. And it will have finished in style. Some of her best pitching of her career. 2-2 ran down and in, and the check swing from August keeps the at-bat going. Still a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Another fly ball to right. It will slice into foul territory again. Right now, the problem is not throwing strikes. It's finding a way to miss a bat or at least get something where an out can be made in play. Two-two. Ran in and was check swing off the handle back out to Pliner, who will underhand toss that to Pliner. And you heard me right. Pitcher and first baseman, both Pliner. And if you're wondering if they are related, yes, they are. They are sisters. Out here on the field together, possibly for the final time. Peyton Harlow is 0 for 2 and takes ball 1. Put down a sacrifice in the first. Perhaps her last chance to extend a 9-game hit streak. Pliner misses down and in and falls behind the second straight batter, 2-0. A very loud vehicle drives by out on Jericho Road as the 2-0 flies, and it is lined into the left center field. Oh, goodness! Sophia Cerullo runs it down and makes a terrific catch for the second out. I thought there was no way that wasn't going for extra bases. Peyton Harlow absolutely robbed of at least a double. So it brings Maddie Rasky to the plate with the bases empty. She's 2 for 3 and swings at the first pitch. This is in the center field. Maddle lost it in the sun, came back to it, and made the catch. Lots and lots of glove in the top of the 7th. And a dramatic 1-2-3 inning. But now last chance time for Marian. Lakeland in front. 4-1, needing 3 outs to advance to play Benedictine tonight. Savannah Knuth will try to start the rally for Marian in the bottom of the 7th. Fouls off the first pitch from Natalie Zebel, who is trying to finish off what will be only her 9th complete game of the season, but it's been a gem 6 hits allowed, just the 1 run in the third, nothing else. Count evens here to Knuth. Zebel misses outside. Single and a fly out in 2 trips for Knuth. Zebel to the motion, the 1-1, runs inside and caught the corner. Ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Ran the fastball up above the letters for ball 2. Two now to Knuth. The bottom fell out and into the dust. And the count runs full to Marian's leadoff batter in the 7th inning. Payoff pitch, roller deep in the hole and left. It got up on the heel of the glove of Morrow, and then the throw was not in time. Infield single. Morrow was very deep in the hole. Not a lot of margin for error. I think it's a throw, and she could have made. One way or the other, the leadoff batter's on, and a surprising decision as Riley Mankowski puts down a bunt. That has to be trying to reach for a base hit. There's no outs. Now fouls off the next pitch. The Mankowski fouls off the next pitch, and it's 0-2. Zebel, soft liner up the middle. Meyer puts the tag on and is in some distress afterwards. Looked like she might have gotten hit on the finger there as she tries to walk that off. Knuth's out on the fielder's choice. I think Knuth might have been thinking twin killing, had the ball in her hand, and when she applied the tag, ended up in a bit of distress as a result. So they'll come out and make sure she's okay. Looks like Meyer's okay to continue. Just 2 outs left. Let's hope Matta comes to the plate. She is 0 for 3. First pitch. Down and away. Aaron Coe on deck. 1-0's too high. Would venture to say that Hope Matta, unlikely to be involved in a double play twice in one game, had not been in a double play all season until the pop-out twin killing in the 3rd. Zebel gets into the strike zone. The count's 2-1. A lot of space in right center field against the left-handed batting Matta. 2-1 is fouled over the screen and toward the road. And it's 2-2. We're still scheduled for a 4 o'clock start time between MSOE and CUC. This game has run over an hour and 40 minutes. 2-2, a tapper, and foul up the third base line. Score's the same as the one earlier, 4-1. First game was over in $1:20. This one will be lucky to be done in 1:45. 2-2, lined in the left. Sends Heitman back, but she'll run it down. Marian down to its last out. Aaron Coe as Marian's only run after singling, coming around to score in the third. She is the Sabres' last hope as Zebel tries to finish off the complete game and misses too high as Coe advances in the left-handed batter's box. One out. Swing and a miss. Zebel able to evade the bat of the sophomore right fielder. 1-1. Grounder up the middle. Off the glove of Zebel. It caroms to Meyer, who throws the first. And the 1-4-3 putout ends the ball game and sends Lakeland into the second round of single elimination. 4-1 the final, as it was in the opener. Muskies with 10 hits, 1 error. They strand 6 in the ball game. Marian with a run on 7 hits and 7 left. 1 error for Lakeland, none for Marian in game 1. Natalie Zebel with the complete game win. 1 earned run on 7 hits. No strikeouts, issued just 1 walk. Pitch to contact and moves to 9-9 on the season with the win. And it's Sabrina DeVito who falls to 9-9 after taking the loss, allowing 3 earned runs in 4 innings. So Lakeland moves to 20-21 on the season, and they will play Benedictine at 6:30 tonight in a 7 versus 3 matchup. Marian season ends at 20-19, and game B, our second of the day, takes 1 hour and 44 minutes to conclude. So next up, it's the 5th-seeded MSOE Raiders against 4th-seeded Concordia Chicago Cougars. The third of our single elimination games today. The winner will advance to the double elimination bracket starting tomorrow. We hope you'll join us for that. 4-1 the final. Lakeland knocks out Marian and moves on. For my technical director, Bryce Suter, I'm Sean Fry. This is the 2025 NACC softball tournament. We will see you coming up for first pitch at 4 o'clock between CUC and MSOE.